Greg Gutfeld is a TV host known for saying exactly what he thinks about politics. He never holds back his opinions. While most people know a lot about him, today we're going to talk about someone special in his life that he doesn't talk about much. We're talking about his wife, Elena Musa. When you learn about her, you might be surprised because she's different from what you'd expect. Greg hosts a late-night comedy show called Gutfeld on Fox, and he's also on a political show called The Five. But what do we know about his wife? Greg Gutfeld is married to Elena Musa. While her husband works in front of TV cameras, Musa likes to stay away from them. But sometimes we do get to see her. She studied fashion at a school called Parsons School of Design in New York and finished in 2017. She works quietly in the fashion world as a stylist for many magazines. You can see most of her work on her Instagram page with her finished projects and designs. You can look at some projects she did for Lischel, Venice magazine, and Design Scene. In 2015, she was even named as one of the best dressed people at New York Fashion Week. So how did she meet Greg Gutfeld? With their different jobs, it's surprising that they met in Portugal, of all places. It was 2004, and Elena Musa was working as a photo editor for Maxim Russia when she ran into Greg Gutfeld by chance. At that time, Gutfeld was working as the boss and main editor of Maxim's UK magazine. The moment he saw her, Greg Gutfeld knew right away that she was going to be his wife. At least that's what he told another TV host named Bill Maher in an interview. I met her and I go, "Oh, that's my wife. I just knew it," Gutfeld said, remembering that time. And then I spent 3 days in Portugal trying to talk to her. They started dating soon after that. And then Musa moved to London to be with Gutfeld. But Gutfeld's job as the main editor for Maxim ended 2 years later. So the couple decided to move to New York City instead. This turned out to be the best choice they could have made because after moving, both of their jobs got much better. They had only been together for 5 months when Greg Gutfeld decided to ask her to marry him. Of course, Musa said yes. They keep almost everything about their relationship secret. But what we do know is that their wedding was very small and private. According to the New York Times, they got married in a simple ceremony in 2004 and haven't talked much about that day. Between the two of them, Elena Musa is much more private about their relationship. In fact, she barely shares anything about her personal life. If you look at her Instagram account, you can see that she only posted one photo of her husband. Of course, Gutfeld is private too, but sometimes he shares a few pictures of his wife. After his show, Gutfeld started back in 2021. The talk show host shared a casual photo of his wife while they were eating lunch together. Even though both of them keep their relationship away from cameras as much as they can, Greg Gutfeld makes sure to say nice things about his wife. In fact, he even told a story about his wife in his book called Lessons from the Land of Pork Scratchings. A miserable Yank finds happiness in the UK. He published this book in 2008, talking about the time he lived in London. In it, he wrote about how Musa wanted him to take the bus and push him to do it, but in a good way. I should mention that things with Elena are good. Gutfeld wrote in his book, "After dating for 5 months, we got married." He continued, "Elena wanted me to take the bus and see the city. Without her to push me on, I'd choose instead to simply sit at home and watch Big Brother, my new favorite show." For a long time, their family was just the two of them until we got news in October 2022. For the first time, the couple shared the newest member of their family, a French bulldog named Gus, as their baby. Gus even appeared on Gutfeld and The Five more than once. Just a few days after Gus showed up on TV, Gutfeld joked that he picked a French bulldog on purpose because the dog breed looks like him. At least that's what his wife said. He told the story of how Musa sent a picture of the dog, saying he looks just like her husband. It took 3 more years before Greg Gutfeld told everyone that they had just had a baby daughter in December 2024. People were shocked because for so long viewers have been worried about why he wasn't on The Five for such a long time. He announced it on his show, Gutfeld. "It is with great joy that my wife Elena and I have welcomed a baby girl into the world," the longtime TV personality said in a statement. He even joked about how their daughter Mira is healthy with really strong lungs. Besides that, he also showed he's still funny, saying how Mira got her mother's beautiful eyes. And from his side, she got his rock-hard abs. Gutfeld's announcement made his viewers feel relieved because it finally explained why he had been gone from Fox News for a week. Gutfeld had just wanted to keep his wife's pregnancy private the whole time. And based on what he did before, it looks like he'd been getting ready for the newest member of his family for a while. Just look at that very fancy new home he bought in Manhattan, New York in July of the same year. And it cost a lot of money. According to property records, the beautiful property cost a huge amount in the expensive Soho neighborhood. It has 2,560 square feet of living space with 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and a big outdoor terrace where the couple can have friends over. Besides this, Gutfeld and his wife also own a nice lake house they bought back in 2018. Even though being a mom can be hard for some people, Elena Musa seems to be enjoying every part of it. Last July, we even saw a glimpse of her after having the baby in a selfie she shared. Their little family was on vacation, and based on the photos she posted on her Instagram account, she's loving every second of it. In these photos is a picture of their little girl Mira playing with 2 other children wearing a cute black and white striped outfit. Many of us like to think that the reason these two keep their relationship so private is because they care about their privacy. But there are many other people who think that this is the real reason why Elena Musa and Greg Gutfeld don't post pictures of each other. How many of you know that Greg Gutfeld is 18 years older than Elena Musa? Well, now you know about it. Age is just a number, as people like to say. But honestly, a big age difference is still judged by people today, and Greg Gutfeld's relationship gets judged too. Another time when their age difference was really obvious was when they went to the wedding of Fox News contributor Rob O'Neill back in August 2017. Here we can see the couple sitting together, their faces right next to each other. By the time the photo was taken, the two had already been married for more than 20 years, which shows that their marriage is not affected by their age difference. After Greg Gutfeld's time off for being a new dad, the talk show host came back to Fox News. It was during the December 10th segment of the news show, and here he talked about being a father. Funny as always, he joked about his experience. Gutfeld talked about being a parent, saying, "It's not easy, but it's not earth-shattering either." However, as a first-time parent at the age of 60, there are things he had to learn. He admits that he had to unlearn being selfish. Being a parent, no matter what age, is always about learning. In a recent episode of The Five, Greg Gutfeld went on a weird rant about young protesters and how he has gotten better looking thanks to his support for U.S. President Donald Trump. There is a made-up sickness called Trump derangement syndrome. He told The Five how he had let go of his TDS once he noticed it was affecting him. "You can't be attractive when you have unattractive thoughts," he said. This has not been the first time Gutfeld has had something to say about how young people look today. Gutfeld has a lot of things to say to President Trump lately. Greg Gutfeld and his panel sat down talking about comments Trump made about religion and activist Greta Thunberg. Trump called her a troublemaker and said the activist has an anger management problem. Gutfeld agreed with this feeling. The college kids and Greta Thunberg aren't the only ones getting hit by Greg Gutfeld's speeches. ABC host Jimmy Kimmel was pulled off the air after saying a comment on Charlie Kirk's death. Greg Gutfeld never felt bad for his fellow TV host. Gutfeld's constant criticisms have also gotten him in trouble. California Governor Gavin Newsom has given a final warning to the Five host on his social media account. Newsom called on Fox to suspend Gutfeld for making up stories. The California governor also pointed out how the late-night program is getting lower ratings. Everyone knows that Greg Gutfeld is known for his sharp political jokes, making him one of the most bold personalities in American media today.